This is a skull I made. It's a really organic skull. I didn't want it to be all smooth and perfect and stuff, so I left it really rough. But it's got kind of a natural look to it. And this is Wed Clay, which stands for Walter Elias Disney. The clay was developed by the Disney Corporation. It's a water-based clay, a lot like pottery clay. And they use it for doing a lot of their characters for the animatronic dark rides like Pirates of the Caribbean and Haunted Mansion and stuff. So that's what I used. This has been sitting here for months and months, just drying. I haven't worked on it for a long time. It's kind of like how I like to work. I work on a lot of different projects at once. Anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover this with a varnish. I'm going to spray over it and seal it. And then I'm going to make a latex mold out of this and then cast it in resin. And I'm going to start using Bondo too for some of the castings for the van. All right, I'm going to take some of this this varnish spray and just spray all around it. Spray the wood too, because I don't want the latex rubber sticking to the wood. Like so. Because that's about how far out I'm going to go. And then give it a good coat right over the clay to seal it. And even with the varnish on it, I might be able to reuse the clay. I've done that in the past. But I'm going to do a few coats of this varnish, let it set, and then I'm going to put some type of release on it too before I do the latex, start laying down the latex. Okay, the first coat of varnish is dry. But I need to see all these spaces here. I need to fill these up because I don't want the latex rubber, the mold, going around having to go in there. So I'm going to take some oil-based clay and I'm going to fill up these spots. And how I'm going to do that is I've got my little convection oven. This thing is great. I picked it up for, I think it was 15 bucks on Craigslist. But anyway, I set it at 250 and then set it for 5 minutes. I got 4 minutes to go. And I put in some oil-based clay in there, some soft oil-based clay. So this is going to be really soft when it heats up. And I'll be able to plug up all these spaces here. Okay, the clock's ticking down. And the reason I'm using this oven too is it is really cold in my garage right now. I have a little wall heater, but it doesn't put off much heat. So the clay is, when it's cold, it's harder. This is actually super soft. It might be too soft. So it's pretty hot too. So I'm gonna grab something. This towel down here, grab it out, let it sit for a second, and oh yeah, it's very, very mushy. So I'm gonna let that sit for a moment. Set down my GoPro, and or maybe I'll put it down here. This tray is hot, so I kind of overcooked it a little, but I should be able to handle it. It's very warm, very pliable. And so what I'm going to do is to take this and just go along here and plug up these holes. Like so. And I'll let this cool a little too. I'll let that cool off. If I can find a spoon or something, here I'll use this. So the clay is really cooling off now. Here, let me switch hands. Woohoo! Got a little bit more to put on top. And if I was doing a sculpture that was really smooth and stuff, I would like smooth all this out really good, but I don't really care because I want it to look rough. I want it to look old. One more spot here. That's a different kind of clay because it's darker and it's even softer. All right. That works. Now I'm just going to take my spray again and go over it again. Go over the clay and everything. The latex isn't going to stick to it anyway, I don't think, but as a precaution, I'm going to put a spray over it. All right, let that dry for about 20 minutes. And I love all these imperfections, and as long as I have the form somewhat symmetrical and somewhat accurate, I enjoy all these perfections and lines and divots and bumps and stuff. I'll let that sit for about 20 minutes. Okay, next I noticed that this is a little sticky, that varnish. It's okay on the clay, but on the oil-based clay it didn't really set up, so. But I'm going to go for it anyway. I'm going to spray it with this stuff here. It's called Stoner Rocket Release. And so it'll cover over everything. Should be fine. And then what I'm going to do is take my black latex rubber, which is here, about 5 gallons of this stuff, because I'm going to be doing a lot of stuff. And then I just cover it. Just start covering it. Usually latex is like a cream color, but I decided to get the black just for the heck of it. They don't usually offer black, but I guess they made a bunch for one of the Batman movies or something. So they had a bunch of black latex. So the first coat, I just want to totally cover it. And I bought these cheap brushes. I have a bunch of cheap brushes. I'm going to go ahead and put this in water anyway, with soap and water, and use it a few times. So this first coat is just really, you want to get in all the cracks and crevices. But again, because this is an organic sort of deal, don't worry about it being totally perfect. So I just cover it all up, like so. And the first coat's really thin. I don't worry about it being too thick. I want it to be really thin. It'll dry faster and get into all the cracks and crevices. Get down here, underneath there. All right. Let's put a little bit more. There. And I go past it a little so that there'll be a flap there. I can make a mother mold. Kind of look to the sides and you can see spots down here. Gotta kind of get everywhere and look around. Gotta get in there really close to see. Make sure you cover everything. Okay. It looks like about it. I think I got it all. Okay. I just let that sit and dry. You can put a fan on it if you want. It'll dry it faster, but I'm just going to leave it for now. And that's the end of part 1. So I'll close this video up, and I'm going to do about 16 to 20 coats of that. You know, let one dry and do the next coat, and that'll be the whole. When I get that done, I'll show you how I make a mother mold. All right, thanks for stopping by and checking this out. Oh, that acetic acid in there makes my nose run. Okay. All right, talk to you later. Bye.